Hi there, I'm Becky Hammond and welcome to Isogo TV. Wherever you are on your strengths journey, I want to help you take your greatest strengths and apply them to your everyday work and your everyday life. Because that's where success and energy and less frustration come from. A couple days ago, I got back from an amazing trip to the Asia Pacific, and actually by the time you're watching this, it'll be a couple months ago. And I had a fantastic time there and the privilege really of working with this group of HR and staffing folks. And in our conversations, we had some great questions arise, and a lot of them, as you might expect from HR folks, had to do with how do I use Strengthsfinder as a part of the hiring process, or what does it really look like? Can I do that? So today I want to answer one of those questions from Shanghai. And that question is Strengthsfinder a hiring tool? So for this Q&A day, let's dive in. I absolutely loved the time that I got to spend in China a couple months ago with a group of HR and staffing folks. We spent 2 days together, and by the end, I just felt like they were going to take this strengths perspective and blow it up with the employees that they work with. It really was going to have an impact in their organization. So that highly speaks to my connectedness that wants to see impact and connection going forward. And we had an amazing question and answer session together where all 22 of them literally came up with a great question about Strengthsfinder and the way that it can be applied in their roles. And one of the things that came up, as you might expect in HR, is how is this used in the hiring process? Is Strengthsfinder a hiring tool? And I think it's important to know that the party line here is that Strengthsfinder is not a hiring tool, meaning there is no certain set of strengths that is going to be perfect for a given role. And just as there is no role that really is the only role that a certain set of strengths can go toward, can be successful in. So for example, if you are hiring an analyst, it's not like you're going to say, okay, I'm going to look for somebody that has analytical and deliberative and strategic. And in the same way, if you come across somebody that has discipline, consistency, and relator, you're not automatically going to say, oh, this person is a perfect executive assistant. Because a fit for a role or for a job has much more to do beyond your strengths. There's passion and skills and desire and experience that all play into fit for a role. But what it can be used for, and absolutely is an awesome part of the hiring process, and in that sense, a hiring tool, is to inform your decision-making process. So that if you know somebody's top 5 strengths, you're starting to be able to see what are their natural patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior, the tools through which they approach life and may be approaching the outcomes that we're going for in this particular role. So for example, I have a gal that I work with who owns her own business, and it's a thriving business. It continues to explode year after year. And so recently she was hiring somebody to direct her digital marketing. And she had an amazing interview with a gal that was referred to her. And after that interview, she discovered this person's top 5 strengths. And she was actually surprised to see that all 5 of her strengths were thinking strengths. They were learner, input, strategic, intellection, analytical. And she approached me and asked me, should I be concerned by this? Is this a problem? Because she sees the outcome of the role as being highly executional, that needs high productivity and very relational, needing to be able to connect with people on a daily basis within the team and outside the team. But instead of saying, yeah, this is a problem, no, you shouldn't hire this person, we were able to say, okay, yeah, this is her set of tools that she uses, at least these are the top 5, because sometimes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are also powerful. So, it's a top 5 or just kind of a start. But we were able to say, okay, this is where she's starting. How might she approach her this role of executing and building relationships using those strengths. And we were able to craft much more specific, targeted questions to get at these things. So we might ask her, tell me about a time that you were way too busy. What did you do to prioritize? That'll help get to drill down on how does she execute on things. Or what is your communication style? Or, tell me about the last time you had frustration with your boss and what did you do about it? It'll give you an idea of how does she approach relationships with people? How does she use the strengths that she does have to get to these outcomes that we're going for in this role? And in the end, she realized that this person really could be a great fit to her team, the strengths that were already existing on her team, as well as to the outcomes that she felt like the job required. So she offered her the job. So Strengthsfinder is not explicitly a hiring criteria, but it absolutely can be used as a powerful tool to accelerate getting to know this person and what they might offer to the role and the way that they might approach it to see if they would be a great fit for your team and for the role itself. So that was your Q and my A. And I'd love to know, did I answer your question? If you had that question the same as those folks in Shanghai did as well, I would love for you to connect with me about this or about Strengthsfinder in general, because I really do want to help you. You can do that in a couple different ways. You can do it on Facebook at IsogoStrong. You can do it on Twitter at IsogoStrong. And you can connect me directly over at my site in association with this episode or through the handy little contact me form over at isogostrong.com as well. If this has been something that's been helpful for you, if Isogo TV is something that has helped you apply your strengths to your everyday work and your everyday life, then I would love for you to rate, review, and share. Over on iTunes, it helps get the word out if you leave me a rating and a review. And I would love for you to share this in your own circles, whether those be online or just with the person that's sitting next to you. Maybe somebody really needs to start living out of their true strengths. I would love for you to share that with them. Thanks for joining me here today on this Q&A day, and I look forward to having you along next week on Isogo TV.